come to the market.
Congratulations to the media. You have done incredible work.
In earnest, it will show you what it does.
The Senate observed that PPP has consistently engaged in underhanding.
When your brother is producing something and you patronizing your brother.
Listen to Planet's 101.1 FM news at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, revolving around you.
It's the news at noon. In the news, federal government plans health coverage for 50 million Nigerians. Nigerian National Petroleum Company says no plan for fresh petrol price hike. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moina orders immediate revocation of land ownership within Ibom Industrial Park area. On the foreign scene, Niger recalls ambassador to Ivory Coast. In sports, Spain beat Sweden in dramatic finish to reach final in Women's World Cup. Details of this and many more coming up shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. I am Mary Joseph. We begin this afternoon with an update that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has said that it has no plan to raise the pump price per litre of petrol. In a brief statement, the company urged Nigerians to disregard speculations of a fresh hike in price of the premium product. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Joe Ajaero, yesterday had warned the NNPC Limited against fresh petrol price hike. However, NNPC Limited spokesman Mohammed Garbadin, in a statement, said the company has no intention to increase the petrol price for the third consecutive time since the removal of petrol subsidy on May 29, 2023. According to reports, the unprecedented increase in the price of petrol from 184 naira per litre to over 600 naira occurred amid the unification of the foreign exchange rates by the Tinubu administration, as well as rising inflation rates. Away from that, the federal government has promised to provide health coverage for over 50 million Nigerians, especially the vulnerable and elderly people, by 2027. The special advisor to the President on Health, Salma Anas Ibrahim, made this known in Abuja at the National Healthy Aging Summit with the theme Decade of Healthy Aging in Nigeria, Situation, Challenges and Transformative Pathway. According to Anas Ibrahim, no one will be left behind in the federal government's universal health coverage. On his part, the Director General of the National Senior Citizen Center, Dr. M.M. Omokaro, said there was no need to prioritize the health care of senior citizens in the country. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization country representatives Dr. Walter Mulumbo said the desired goal of leaving no one behind was achievable with the determination of all critical stakeholders. From the financial sector, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has said it is set to take new measures to stabilize the naira against the dollar. Acting Governor of the CBN, Folasho Dunshonubi, made the disclosure to State House correspondents after briefing President Bola Tinubu on what the bank was doing to halt the slide on Monday at the State House. He said President Tinubu expressed his concern about the impact of recent developments in the foreign exchange market, particularly on ordinary citizens. Sonubi said he assured the president that the CBN is actively working to improve liquidity and stability in the market, including addressing issues in the parallel market. From the judiciary, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, has told magistrates to behave well to preserve the integrity and respect for the independence of the judiciary, while advising them against unnecessary delay in the dispensation of justice. The CJN said the essence of justice is to achieve it swiftly and fairly. The duration must be intricately balanced with the outcome, such that the delay is not occasioned and the integrity of the outcome is not compromised. The CJN, who is also the chairman of the Board of Governors of the National Judicial Institute, NJI, stated this in his keynote address delivered in Abuja during the opening ceremony of the 2023 induction course of 100 newly appointed magistrates. The conference, with the theme Strengthening Access to Quality Justice Delivery in the Magistrate Courts, was jointly organized with the Judicial College of England and Wales. Also speaking, the administrator of NJI, Justice Salisu Abdullahi, warned the magistrates to shun all forms of corrupt practices, bearing in mind the provisions of the Code of Conduct for Judicial Officers and the oath of office which they have all sworn to. Away from that, the Forum of Former Deputy Governors have appealed to the leadership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, to ensure that they are accorded recognition as members of the National Executive Committee, NEC, of the party. At a meeting with the leadership of the party in Abuja, the forum led by a former Deputy Governor of Imo State, Chris Akomas, said its members have expertise and experience that the party could benefit from. Addressing the members of the forum, the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Hadamu, gave his word on eliminating the conflicts between governors and their deputies. Meanwhile, 14 members of the Kano State House of Assembly were also on ground to pledge their support for the leadership of the party. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has ordered the immediate revocation of ownership rights on all undeveloped lands within the Ibom Industrial Park area at Mbak Itam 3, Itu local government area of the state. Governor Eno, who gave the directives while inspecting the industrial park area in view of seating the proposed fashion and shoe factories, clarified that the purpose of this revocation was for overriding public interest. According to the governor, the state government was also considering reconstructions of collapsed roads around the area to ease transportation around the industries that would sprout within the industrial park. He decried the idea of a few privileged persons acquiring parcels of land in the area designated by the state government for industries and not using them for the intended purpose, maintaining that such was unacceptable and tending towards frustrating the good intention of government as represented in the Arise agenda. He therefore directed the State Commissioner for Land, Captain Inobong Ekong, retired, to revoke all such ownership rights and reclaim the land for government, stressing that the readiness of governments to bring in investors to utilize this space and create jobs for the people. Meanwhile, Governor Moino has approved the commencement of work for a health center and subsequent relocation of the health post currently situated at the Ikodoko Village Hall to the new site. Governor Eno, while speaking, inspecting the health post and land donated to the state government for the primary healthcare facility, commended the self-help efforts of Ikodoko community and their I beg your pardon, Governor Eno, speaking while inspecting the health post and land donated to the state government for the primary healthcare facility, commended the self-help efforts of Igoroko community and their magnanimity in donating the parcel of land, which he described as demonstration of goodwill and acceptability to development. This, he added, underscores their collaboration as stakeholders in the development of the community and actualization of the goals of the Arise agenda. The governor also commended the health officers in charge of the Ingoroko Health Post, Peace Effiong, for her show of commitment to serve humanity by utilizing the makeshift facility to render healthcare services to the community.
This government is actually working to improve the condition of our rural dwellers. That's what we campaigned on. Every government that comes has a focus. Our focus is to work with the rural communities to provide them basic amenities: health, water, light, market, roads, schools. Those are the things we're doing. And so right now we've started creating models so that contractors and people will see what we're talking about.
Earlier, the chairman in Besipo Asutan Local Government Council, Akwa Ibom, was full of gratitude to the governor for meeting the long-time yearning of the community. She said the new healthcare, upon completion, will be a healthcare heaven for antenatal and other women and children-related healthcare needs. On his part, the acting village head of Igoroko, Obon Ibaha, Enyema, also thanked the governor for the kind gesture and declared the total surrender of the parcel of land to the government with assurances of community cooperation for the projects to be executed. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from our foreign, sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
In a woman. Women carry a worth more prestigious than fine stones. We are landmarks of triumph and integrity, humility, beauty, God-implanted power and poise. Women always have to be strong, for often our meekness is misconceived as weakness.
This woman's weakness is love.
Every Thursday, 11 to 11:45 a.m. The Woman's Diary on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Don't miss it.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now, on the foreign scene, Niger's school leaders have recalled their country's ambassador in Ivory Coast, saying comments by the Ivorian president had amounted to praising armed action against them. Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara had spoken of his determination to see Niger's democratically elected leader Mohamed Bazoum reinstated on his return from a regional summit last week. He had also said a military operation to restore democracy in Niger should start as soon as possible, stating that Ivory Coast would contribute between 850 and 1,100 troops alongside Nigeria and Benin Republic. Elsewhere, Governor George Green has warned that recovery crews combing through charred homes and vehicles in Hawaii are likely to find 10 to 20 more victims per day. The death toll from the fire now reportedly stands at 99, making it the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century. To sports, Spain beat Sweden to reach their first Women's World Cup final in a dramatic finish in Auckland. Captain Olga Carnon scored a 98-minute goal to spark wild scenes of jubilations among their supporters at Eden Park. Sweden, who have now lost back-to-back World Cup semi-finals, had equalized through Rebecca Blomqvist just 93 seconds. They will face England or host Australia in the final in Sydney on Sunday. Still on sports, Chelsea have completed the signing of Brighton midfielder Moses Caicedo for a £100 million fee that could rise to a British club record of £115 million. On the entertainment scene, Big Brother Niger All-Stars housemate Mercy Eke has emerged as the head of house for this week. She becomes the first female head of house for this season. Biggie announced Mercy as head of house following the conclusion of Arena Games yesterday as head of house. She is also immune from eviction this week. This means she is guaranteed a place in Biggie's house for one more week. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. news this afternoon, we were to report that the federal government has promised to provide health coverage for over 50 million Nigerians, especially the vulnerable and elderly people, by 2027. We also reported that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has said it has no plan to raise the pump price per litre of petrol. Back here, we reported that Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has ordered the immediate revocation of ownership rights on all undeveloped lands within the Ibom Industrial Park area at Mbakitam 3, Itu local government area of the state. On the foreign scene, we told you that Niger's coup leaders have recalled their country's ambassador in Ivory Coast, saying comments by the Ivorian president had amounted to praising armed action against them. And in sports, we reported that Spain beat Sweden to reach their first Women's World Cup final in a dramatic finish in Auckland. For comment and coverage of a newsworthy event, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. You can visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. You could also like our Facebook page at Planet101FM Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Uwa. As we end the news, develop thick skin to shut out negative naysayers. As long as you know you have what it takes to achieve your goals, that's all you would ever need. I am Mary Joseph. Good afternoon.